What's up guys, welcome back for part 11 of this monster golf cart build. In this video we're going to be rebuilding the rear shock mounts. I decided I really hated the original design I came up with for the rear shock mounts, so I decided to completely scrap them and start over. So now that I got this really nice JD squared tubing bender, we're going to bend up some really nice upper shock mounts. And I think it's gonna be a lot stronger, a lot better looking, and just an overall better design. So let's get to it. So since I have to take these rear shocks off to fabricate some new rear shock mounts, I have to put these supports here between the frame and the rear axle to kind of keep the whole cart lifted up in the back, to keep it at like the correct ride height. So that way I can fabricate the new mounts according to this ride height here. So once I tack these in place, then I can remove the old shocks and it'll stay at that ride height. Then I can fabricate the new mounts. Then take these braces off and then let it down on its own weight. I also went ahead and mounted these gas shocks in tandem with these air shocks, because these air shocks really only act as a spring instead of a shock. I've noticed just by whenever I fill them up with air and I bounce it up and down, it doesn't really absorb the shock. Really, it just kind of acts as a spring. So I put these shocks in place next to these air shocks, and it really helps to absorb a lot of the bounce. And I think it's going to make for a softer ride. And I also went ahead and added these limit straps, which just basically attach to the mounting points of these gas shocks. These limit straps basically just limit these air shocks from extending to their maximum length. Eventually they're going to extend too far and just blow up, basically. It's kind of one of the common issues with these air shocks, so I put those limit straps on there to prevent that from happening. While I was at it, I also went ahead and made some seat back mounts, so when I test drive this thing, I can be comfortable. So I got my new drive shafts back from the shop. I had to get a longer slip yoke and spline installed on the rear drive shaft due to the air ride suspension travel. And on this side, this is the engine side from the transmission to the transfer case. So this is from the ATV engine, and this side is from the Suzuki Samurai transfer case. They had to put in an adapter here to basically weld the two pieces together. But I think they came out really awesome. And on this side, they had to do a new adapter for the slip yoke. So let me get the other pieces so you can see the difference in the sizes between the slip yoke and the spline. Okay, so here you can see the difference in size in the old spline from the Suzuki Samurai drive shaft. You get about 3.5 to 4 inches here. It's almost double the length, and it's a lot thicker. And the slip yoke, the same thing. It's about double the length and quite a bit thicker. So as the suspension goes up and down, that shaft is going to get longer and shorter. And so if I didn't put this new shaft and slip yoke on, then as the cart dropped, you know, that rear axle pulls out a little bit, and this shaft would have been only on by about 1.5 inches. It would have been sticking on about right here, which is not enough spline. So now, once this shaft is on, it sticks on to about this far when it's all the way down. So you can see it's got way more spline engagement. So that'll make for a much stronger drive shaft. Now we're in neutral. I think this is going to work out nicely. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe so you can see more content like this. Let me know what color you'd like to see this thing painted in the comment section. In the next video, you're going to be able to see this thing driving around for the first time, so stay tuned, and can't wait to take this thing for a test drive. See you soon.